I'm doing a collaboration with my friend Shannon here today. Yeah. Because we thought that we should tell you some of our ghost experiences and eat food because food is great. Yeah. So we have some, and I don't know which is which, and I don't know how to pronounce them. Right? Okay.
You know which these are?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what they are. We have some mozzarella sticks, which are really tasty, because if you didn't know me, then you don't know that I absolutely love cheese. So we have some onion badges, some vegetable samosas, some, you can say the next one. Vegetable pakoras, if that's how you say it. And we have cheesy stuffed crust pizza. Get a bite of that. So, yeah, we're going to tell you like some crazy stories about ghosts and that my house is haunted. And
mine isn't.
That Shannon sees dead people. If you guys think that we should go ghost hunting, comment below. Because we kind of want to go ghost hunting, but we kind of don't at the same time. And we need you guys to give us a little push. Because, you know, I can see peas. Shannon's a vegetarian. And, like, I had to, like, look for food that was vegetarian friendly. I would rather eat a cheeseburger right now. Sorry. But, you know. And I was quite sceptical about these because I thought they were going to be pretty gross, but they're actually quite nice. Oh no.
Ashley drops it.
Oh no.
I can feel spirits around me. Like, I don't know. I can sense my nana being there. Or my granddad. And it's got that weird distinctive smell and that comfortness, if you know what I mean.
Has there been like a specific time when you've like...
Yeah.
They are actually really nice. I'm quite surprised. It's like... That's what they taste like. They taste like Cornish pasties. Onion and potato. I can taste that from them. Oh, we have some really cute little cans of Dr. Pepper too.
Very cute.
What's the worst that could happen? Don't say that. Nobody never knows. That was not English, was it? I don't
Just
know.
eat it. Stop looking at it. Stop observing it.
It tastes like spring rolls.
That's kind of basically...
That's so good. Think about...
An experience I've had was probably a few months back. I wasn't feeling well and I could feel something like touching my shoulder or giving us a hug, so I can feel tightness around me. I don't know whether that was me being, oh, I'm just ill and I've got a sore chest. But it was really weird. Because then I felt it let go, you know.
So what you're saying is that there was a logical explanation for why you felt the way you did,
yeah,
but that at the same time you felt like it was different.
Yeah, because I know what a sore chest feels like, because it's painful, but it wasn't like painful.
The first story I ever heard to make me believe that my house was haunted was that when one of my brothers was younger, he was, I can't remember if he was like a toddler. I think he was like in his crib or something. He was meant to be in bed anyway. And my mum said that she went upstairs to check on him because she could hear noises. And when she opened the door, he said, "Where's Tom gone?" And she was just stood in silence and shock because she was like, "Tom who?" And she asked him questions and he was just like, "The guy I was talking to, Tom. His name's Tom." And all this, and it was really weird and crazy. And then they found out a couple of months or so later that Tom was actually the name of a guy that used to live and own this house, and that he died.
In this house?
Pretty,
or...
Yeah. Well, I think he died in this house.
Well, yeah.
And when I was younger, there is like no full story to this, it genuinely just is as I say. When I was younger, my bedroom was like split in half because I had to like share with one of my brothers. And I had this big massive wardrobe, like Narnia sized wardrobe. And
did you go into Narnia?
I tried. I actually did. I tried. I used to be laid in bed at night when it's dark, you know, and everybody's like typical people that feel presences or things around them. Like you can feel them whenever, but sometimes when it's dark, it's like it's more
intense.
Yeah, because it's quiet and
you think you can hear more or
yeah,
can sense something.
When I was younger, I used to be laid in bed at night, and I just used to randomly hear like from inside my wardrobe.
I've had something like that before.
And it was like, it would go for a while and then it would stop. And like, there was nobody living next door at the time, on one side. It was just, I was so young and I probably didn't even think about it so much, but like, I just always remember hearing like a very distinctive tapping noise in my wardrobe from the inside, as if somebody was like trying to get out or communicate or something, and it was really, really creepy. It used to freak me out.
My brother's had an experience with that. He used to, when he was younger, he had... My mum thought it was just a usual ghost friend or a imaginative friend, as they say. He'd always see Victor, and he would always used to scare my parents and look at things and say his name and play with them as if he was there.
You just reminded me of something, but carry on. Carry on.
And I was told the other day that he still sees him. Now he's 23 now, but when he was younger he'd see him more, but now he often or rarely sees him, but he senses he's there and he tells us. That's like cool that your brother had the same experience. Does he still see him, or is he gone?
As far as I know, it was just like that one time.
Hmm.
But obviously there's been a lot of things that have happened in the house to suggest that he was there.
Yeah.
And I mean, my brother was younger when he did that, and they say that in younger people, obviously if you're sceptical you won't believe this, but they say that in younger people, like, they can see more and sense more because they're very open to it.
Hmm.
I've always been completely open-minded, and you've just reminded me. It comes from the story of Tom. I had a similar experience, because even though I don't know if it was ghost related, I don't know if it was real, because I was so young that I like can't remember.
Yeah.
But I remember it happening, if that makes sense. I know what I was doing, I just don't know if it was actually like made up in my head or if it was like actually happening. But when I was younger, I remember having this little friend, like a little boy, and I always used to say it was Tom's son, because my mum had obviously told me the story about Tom, so that could have put it in my mind. So I don't know if it was true or not, but I always had this little boy friend, and I always used to like say stories to like my parents that like he died in a car crash and all this, and it was like growing up and thinking about it, it's kind of creepy, because I don't know if that was me being an imaginative child or if I was actually like role playing that story, and that I'd somehow, you know.
I've ever watched those programs where they've got those kids that live in their past lives.
Mhm. Oh my god! Again, you just reminded me.
You just reminded me of that when you said...
Like another story from my mum. So obviously if it's from my mum, it's true. She said that when my brother, they were like walking to my auntie's house one day, and they were walking past the cemetery, and my brother turned around and said to my mum, "I'm buried there." And she was like,
"What?
What?"
And you're alive.
You know, that kind of, if you're open-minded, it kind of brings you to the whole point of like life after death kind of thing, and when they say old souls and stuff, because sometimes you feel like you've seen things before, or that you've lived like somewhere else. Yeah. And my brother actually walked past the cemetery and said, "I'm buried there." And he was too young to understand what a cemetery even was. This was not recent, but like, it's gonna get really dark, right? Really deep. Obviously my father passed away when I was quite young, and my uncle also passed away near, like, Christmas time. Well, it was just after Christmas.
This Christmas or?
No, it was a couple of years ago, but, like, this was also a couple of years ago, so it's like, related in a way, because it's like, who is that? But it was like, I'd kept hearing, like, a droned sort of Christmas song, you know, as if, like, the little toys or teddies or ornaments or things that play, like, little Christmas songs, it was as if one of those was playing, but, like, the batteries were dying, kind of thing.
Oh, so it was deep.
Yeah, like, it was, like, a dead song,
yeah.
But you could tell that it was, like, a Christmas song. And it kept playing, and I was, like, thinking, right, okay, because I thought it was just one of the toys playing up or one of the ornaments playing up. And my mum then heard it one day, and she was like, yeah, I keep hearing that as well. Now, I was hearing it upstairs when I was in my room, and then I was downstairs one day, and it sounded like it was coming out of the cupboard in the room that I was in, and I was like, well, if it keeps playing upstairs, why can I hear it downstairs? And it was really loud and prominent, like, you knew it was coming from where you were. And then I started to get freaked out a bit, but I was just like, okay. So I kept telling my mum about it, so she went into the attic and stuff, and she was looking at all the ornaments and the toys and things, and apparently none of them had batteries in.
None of them whatsoever?
Because she takes the batteries out when she takes them down after Christmas. So that the batteries don't, yeah. So that they don't know. So none of these things had batteries in, and she said to me, she was like, Sophie, I don't know where it's coming from because none of them have got batteries in.
Yeah, but you said it was downstairs, not in the attic.
I know, but I was hearing it in my room.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then I heard it downstairs, so I was asking her about it and everything, and I said, is there any downstairs in the cupboard?
Oh,
I said, like, can you have a look, see if anything needs turning off or whatever, and she said that none of them had batteries in when she checked. And I was like, okay, that's a bit creepy and weird. And then one of my friends slept over one night, and it was silent for a couple of minutes, and then we started hearing this Christmas song play again. And I'd already told her the story of, like, what had been going on and stuff, and now she was hearing this in the middle of the night, and she freaked out and started crying on me because she was like, oh my god, Sophie, turn it off, what is it? I was like, mate, I can't do nothing because it's not coming from anywhere. Because we didn't know where it was coming from, and if all the batteries were out, then, like, it couldn't have been coming from a toy or anything like that. And all of our Christmas stuff is kept in, like, one place. So it was just really creepy and confusing. I haven't heard it since, but it was happening for a while, like a good month or two. And even my friend got creeped out about it when she stayed over, because she was like, she heard this in the middle of the night, and she was cuddling up to me saying, Sophie, I'm scared, what is that? And
bless her. I've had one night where it was creeped us out so much. I was living down south at the time, and I was in my room, it was all quiet, and the lights kept flicking off, and I thought, well, I've got my lights outside in my brother's room, because it was really awkward. It was, yeah, so I thought, oh, it might have been them playing with my mind. So I go and see, and no, they're both in bed asleep. Next minute I am, I'm on my bed, and the light bulb comes off. And I'm thinking, well, that's not possible because I've not touched it. And I can't reach it because I'm not tall enough. So that freaked us out.
If you guys liked this haunted, ghosty video, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button.
That way.
Yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.